Here we go. So we're gonna create just to hit the many aspects and let's create and then Earth was forming, but it still didn't have any atmospheric pressure. And enough other, since she was the biggest, she was eating many. At her time, she was little, so small as the moon, or even smaller. She was eating beating up some land. She was even eating like big asteroids, like many, or bigger than she was hitting, and that one that wiped out the dinosaurs. She was bigger, going bigger and faster and bigger and faster. And after a long time, the planet becomes its atmospheric pressure. I didn't mean to make it as water, so I'm gonna make it so no water can ever. And her time, she was still a lava planet. It looks like that because I cannot. I need to run this simulation small, or let's just make some big planets, like moons, big as moon. It's okay because I want to heat it up. It's not like I want to destroy. It was actually bigger than it. So here she is, Earth, 4.5 million. It is the young planet that was still 4 billion years old. And then out of this planet, it's red. It was red. Didn't cool down. So I'm gonna stop it, and I'm gonna hit in a little asteroid. That was almost. I need to do this again. I need to add so many. Oops, and I destroyed it. I didn't need to do that. I'm gonna make that and turn around. Then I'm gonna use this and use planet, the moon, or moon as this. So she was a little small and was hit at tip of the planet. She was the tip of the planet. So when there was still an atmosphere. So here what it would look like. She was actually getting enough affection from its gravity, and then it was like this. First off, it hits the planet, and then makes a big, beautiful moon. Then the hits crashes, and then was getting destroyed. And then formed a ring. Since it's red, I'm gonna make the rings red because it makes sense. Because many people think that the Saturn rings were actually just the color of it. What with about Neptune or whatever it's name. So she was cooling down, and since it wasn't real long, it took real long to cool down. Just saving, so if anything goes wrong here, she was cooling down. She was actually forming. The interesting thing is about that the planet was green. Yes, it was still green and its atmosphere. It wasn't, And then so many asteroids were hitting it themselves. They created the moon. Yes, you heard me right, the moon. But not the moon as was actually so small, and it was 10 times back of it. So it wasn't even hot. Oops, she wasn't hot. She was hot and oopsies. I didn't mean it to do that. She was real hot. But she didn't lose its ring. Still, the plan was still Habu and two still naked with its ring. Oopsies, I didn't make that. Every time. So, and then, right now, then the first Ice Age came. With the moon, because she was much further away than her time. The first Ice Age was coming. Everything froze, and yeah, see, it wasn't nothing. So Thea, the name was Thea. She hit Earth and then made this. And then, so many years, and then thousands of millions of years later, the planet froze and heat up again, which I need to do. So then the moon got further and a lot of time, and then the rings were disappearing. She was so... It took many thousands of years to form, and now its rings were gone. She was taking a long time to cool down after this happened. Many asteroids were hitting and creating oceans, and the moon was getting further away. Since this time she was going slower at her time. Now it's going 3.6 centimeters per hour. She was in her time just going 2 centimeters. Or not one. 0.05 centimeters per year, because its gravity from Earth were much. She was still getting pulled. The moon was finally cooling down. The moon finally cooled down, and then Earth was real cold. At her time, she was hitting many asteroids, like thousands of ocean asteroids. She was getting bigger oceans until she was the first ocean planet. She was also the only ocean planet, but at her time, she was losing the water because of the sun was brighter. After that she loses water, but also she was still having enough. It looks like a small planet that need to fix it. Again, so nothing goes wrong. And the first lunar eclipse started. So let's add the sun. So it's still a red giant, so I need to be done. I want to lock it. I lock the planet. Oh, the beautiful planet. Lock it. And then wait a little bit. Stop. I want to go real long. It's too way for. To add the sun real away. So away that you really wasn't tiny. So it looks tiny and it isn't. What isn't tiny? Search Earth here, the ocean. Let's wait. Good thing I saved because something got wrong. The moon was affected by the sun. That was weird. So, planet grid, solar system. Oh, it's right here. Here it is. And it actually was looking like that. She was actually in reality looking like this. So, yeah. When the first solar eclipses came, she was also the only planet. And what the cool thing was, the planet had its first rotation. Yeah, and I want to tell you something about the Earth. Earth was before the moon going, the planet Earth was actually tipped over, like Mars. But then after the moon formed, she helped it with its gravitational pull. So it helped it and make it back and move and south, perfect south pole. So let's do. Okay, here what it looked like the first solar eclipse from Earth. Pretty cool, right? It was actually because our moon was so near to the sun, so near to Earth, the sun was blocked off completely, which looked like that the moon is bigger than the sun. And she was actually going to a red dwarf to a real orange dwarf, I think, because I don't know about dwarfs, planets, stars, and everything, but I know how some of them. Yeah. So here's what it looked like. And now the cool thing started. The continents were forming, and first life were forming on Earth. And was the moon? And the moon was so far away you couldn't even anymore see it. And that was actually in real life, even where there was an asteroid hitting the moon and made it fall away. But from gravitational pulls from Earth, she pushed her in the next few million years, she pushed her back where she was. And then because she lost her, since Earth lost contact with the someday she will lose contact with the moon. But it was some way. And the first life were forming on the ocean. I need to make it down here blue. If there was a way we could actually save planets, but it will never stay like this. I want to give a photograph. My friends, I cannot share it. Man, on Earth, its atmosphere will be better by more asteroids, because more asteroids hit it. There was also ocean formed. The Atlantic Ocean was the first thing the first ocean who formed. And after how many asteroids came and hit Earth, and the regions, it looked like that's where Pangea formed. That was the year where Pangea was forming, and yeah, many asteroids. Well, because the asteroids didn't make its atmosphere. No. It didn't also end our life. Many hit our moon, because our moon in that whole time she was smaller than now. She was also getting desert clean. That was the first extinction event. She was then a rocky planet, but still got hit by ocean. With water we're forming. So you like for part 2. Thank you. Bye bye.